Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear learners and viewers. What's going on? Hope everything is pretty good. Anyway, this is Hafizur Rahman, Assistant Teacher English, Kamal Sriti Girls High School, Homna Kumilla. Today I am here to share with you a very interesting topic, that is completing sentence. Part 1. Dear learners and viewers, this class is for the students of class 9 and 10. I do believe that, dear learners and viewers, if you do the class very attentively and carefully, I do believe that you will do better in the examination and it will be easy for you. Okay, dear learners and viewers, no more talk, let's get started. Okay, at first I would like to give some examples. Just look at the examples. First, it is time to. Okay, dear learners, look at the example. It is time to. It is time to. How can we complete this type of sentence? Dear learners and viewers, at first you have to know the meaning, then you have to complete it depending on the meaning of the incomplete sentence. Okay, so how can we complete it is time and it is time to? Dear learners and viewers, to complete it, we can use after to we can use any type of finite verb here, but condition is that the finite verb always will be present form or base form, because after two always finite verb will be present form or base form. Okay, dear learners, we can use any kind of finite verb here to complete it. It is time to, we can, for example, we can use here play. It is time to play. Okay, then it is time to go. Okay, we can use here it is time to read. We also use here it is time to eat. Okay, dear learners, I do believe that you have understood very clearly. In this way, we can complete this kind of incomplete sentence. Okay, dear learners, if I give another example, it will be very easy for you. It is time or high time. Okay, dear learners, look at the example number 2. It is time or high time. Okay, how can we complete this type of sentence? It is time or it is high time. In the above example, we see that after it is time, there is a to. But in the second example, we can see that there is no to after it is time or it is high time. There is no to. So if there is no to after it is time or it is high time, then how can we complete this kind of incomplete sentence? Dear learners, it's very much easy. Just look at the board. So if there is no to after it is time or it is high time, then we can use here any kind of personal subject. So have you idea about personal subject? Yes, of course. I think you have so much idea about personal subject, right? Personal subject. For example, personal subject are those, that is we, they, she, you, and etc. These are called personal subject. Just to complete this kind of sentence, first we have to use a personal subject. For example, we can use here we. Okay, dear learners, after using a personal subject, we can also use any kind of verb, but condition is that the verb always will be a past form. In the above example, after to, verb always will be present form, but in this example we can see that there is no to. But if there is no to, then we can use a personal subject to complete this kind of incomplete sentence. After using personal subject, we can use any kind of finite verb, but rule is that after personal subject you have to use any kind of verb. The verb always will be past form or verb number 2. Okay, we can use here play, but what is the past form of play? Played. We can use here go, but what is the past form of go? Went. Okay, and then we can use here eat, but you have to use the past form of eat. What is the past form of eat? Ate. I do believe that you have understood very clearly, dear learners and viewers. Okay, now we are going to another example. Just look at the board. Dear learners and viewers, he is too weak to. And example number 2 is the boy is too small to. Okay, dear learners, look at these two examples. Number 1 is he is too weak to, and number 2 the boy is too small to. In this example we see that there is a 2 and 2 and 2. How can we complete this type of incomplete sentence which is used here 2 and 2? How can we complete this type of sentence? It's very much easy, dear learners and viewers. To complete this kind of sentence, just you have to use any kind of finite verb here. After 2 you can use any kind of finite verb here depending on the meaning of the incomplete sentence. Depending on the meaning of this incomplete sentence, you can use here any kind of finite verb, but the finite verb always will be present from, because after 2 finite verb always will be present from. So dear learners, we can use here any kind of finite verb depending on the meaning of this incomplete sentence. So what is the meaning of this sentence? He is too weak to. We can use here work. It is present from work. We can use here he is too weak to work, he is too weak to run, and then he is too weak to walk. Okay, dear learners, in this way we can complete this type of incomplete sentence. Now look at the example number 2. The boy is too small to. What is the meaning of this incomplete sentence? I hope you know the meaning, right? Okay, the boy is too small to. How can we complete this type of incomplete sentence? Dear learners and viewers, look at the sentence. There is a 2 and 2. And this type of sentence, to complete this type of sentence, we can use any kind of verb, any kind of finite verb. After 2, we can use any kind of finite verb depending on the meaning of this incomplete sentence. Okay, depending on the meaning of this this kind of sentence, we can use any kind of finite verb here, but condition is that after 2 you have to use the present form of verb. Okay, dear learners, the boy is too small to speak. We can use here speak, and then we can also use here the boy is too small to work, or the boy is too small to run. Okay, dear learners, you have understood and realized very clearly, right? Okay, I repeat, dear learners, if there is 2 in any kind of sentence, to complete this kind of incomplete sentence, after 2 we can use any type of finite verb. The condition is that the finite verb always will be present from, because after 2 verb always will be present from. Okay, in the second example we also use finite verb here, but the finite verb this finite verb are in present form, because after 2 finite verb always be present from. Okay, dear learners, now we are going to another example. It is he who. Example number 2, it is tree. Who? Sorry. Who is? It is book. That. Okay, dear learners, I have written 3 examples here. Just to look at the example. It is he who, it is tree who is, it is book that. So in this sentence, we see that there is a relative pronoun. In the first sentence, we see that there is a relative pronoun. Which is that? This is who. And second sentence, there is a relative pronoun which is who is. And the third sentence, there is also a relative pronoun, that is that. The who is that? These 3 words are called relative pronoun. And this relative pronoun, if the relative pronoun is in the middle of this sentence, then how can we complete this type of incomplete sentence? Dear learners and viewers, just to look at, if there is any kind of relative pronoun, then before the relative pronoun, look at the board, look at the first example. Before the relative pronoun, there is a subject. Okay, dear learners, using this subject, you have to make any kind of sentence. After making any kind of sentence, you can use in this gap. Okay, so by using he, you have to make any kind of sentence. For example, we can make any kind of sentence by using he. For example, he is a good student, he is a teacher, he is a doctor, he is a meritorious student, he is going to market, he is going to school. Okay, we can make many kind of sentence, right? But just we can use an easy sentence, right? He is a teacher. We can use here he is a teacher. Okay, dear learners, he is a teacher. So already he is given here. So what is the rest of the sentence? Is a teacher. So just we will write down is a teacher. Because he already has been given here. So you need not to write again this subject here. Okay, so just we can use the rest of the sentence. After using he, we can write rest of the sentence. Okay, so in this way we can complete it. And example number 2, it is tree which. Look at the example number 2. There is which. This is a relative pronoun. Okay, before relative pronoun there is a noun. So how can we complete this type of sentence? You must have to use tree, and using tree you have to make any kind of sentence. Dear learners and viewers, using tree we can make many kind of sentence. For example, tree is our best friend. Tree gives us food, tree gives us wood, tree gives us shelter, tree gives us oxygen. We can make many kind of sentence by using tree. Okay, just we can use just an easy sentence, that is trees is our best friend. Trees is our best friend. Okay, the tree is already given here. What is the rest of the sentence? Is our best friend. So just we will write down is our best friend. Clear? Okay, dear learners, just look at the example number 3. It is book that. It is book that. If we see, there is a relative pronoun, that is that. There is a relative pronoun that, and before the relative pronoun there is a subject, book. This is noun. It is a subject. Now by using this subject you have to make any kind of sentence. Okay, dear learners, let us make any kind of sentence. Book, for example, book is our best friend. Book gives us knowledge. Book gives us pleasure. Okay, so just we can complete it with an easy sentence, right? The book gives us knowledge. Okay, book gives us knowledge. The book is already given here. The book is already given here. Just now we will write down rest of the sentence. Book gives us knowledge. Book is already given here, so just we will write down gives us knowledge. So dear learners and viewers, I hope you have understood very clearly. Just I repeat, if there is any kind of relative pronoun of in any kind of incomplete sentence, then to complete this type of incomplete sentence, before relative pronoun, if there is any kind of subject, then you have to use this subject. By using this subject, you have to make any kind of sentence, and after making the sentence, you will write down rest of the sentence without the subject, because subject is already given here, so you need not to write down the subject again. Okay, in this way we can complete this type of incomplete sentences. Dear learners and viewers, hope you have understood very clearly. No more today, and inshallah in the next class we will discuss completing sentence part number 2 and 3. Till then, be good, be happy. Thank you very much.